The cell is the basic unit of life. In multicellular organisms, similar cells work together to form tissues. Different tissues combine to build organs, each designed to perform a specific function, and all systems together create a complete living organism.
Animal tissues. 3.3. Introducing animal tissues. Like plants, animal cells group together and specialize to perform different functions, forming animal tissues. Try quick actions. Blink your eyes. Clench and open your fist. Take a deep breath. Touch something warm or cold. Explanation. Just like plants, animal cells also group together and specialize into tissues. Simple actions: blinking, clenching your fist, breathing deep, touching something hot or cold. Each depend on a particular kind of animal tissue, hinting at what you're about to study. 4 guiding questions. Ask, which tissue helps you move? Which lets you sense heat or cold? Which allows oxygen into the blood? Which holds the body together so the skin does not fall off? The answers lie in the diversity of animal tissues, each adapted to a function. Explanation. The 4 questions each point to one main animal tissue. What helps you move? Muscular. What lets you sense heat or cold? Nervous. What lets oxygen enter the blood? Epithelial. And what holds the body together? Connective. Together, these are the 4 types of animal tissue. 3.3.1. Epithelial tissue. Structure. Epithelial tissue forms the outer covering of the body, skin, and lines internal organs, mouth, lungs, blood vessels, intestine. It is made of closely packed cells with very little space between them. This prevents entry of germs, reduces water loss, and helps absorption, secretion, and movement of substances. Explanation. Epithelial tissue forms the outer covering, skin, and the lining of internal organs like the mouth, lungs, blood vessels, and intestine. Its cells are closely packed with almost no gaps, so it blocks germs, cuts water loss, and helps in absorption, secretion, and movement of substances. Epithelial types. Exchange and protection. Table 3.2. Exchange. Rapid diffusion of liquids and gases. Single layer of thin, flat cells. Figure 3.11a. Inlining of blood vessels and lungs. Protection. Protects underlying tissues from injury, friction, insteaded or microbes. Many layers with flat, tightly packed outer cells. Figure 3.11b. In skin, mouth, esophagus. Explanation. Epithelium shows how structure matches function. Table 3.2. For exchange, in blood vessels and lungs, it is a single layer of thin, flat cells, so gases and liquids diffuse fast. For protection, skin, mouth, esophagus, it has many layers of flat, tightly packed cells to resist injury, friction, and microbes. Epithelial types. Secretion, sensory, absorption. Mucus, enzymes, hormones, sweat, saliva. Cuboidal or columnar cells, figure 3.11c. In salivary glands, sweat glands, stomach lining. Sensory. Smell, taste, sound, balance. Receptor cells with hair-like cilia, figure 3.11d. In nostrils, taste buds, inner ear. Absorption. Efficient uptake of nutrients and water. Single layer of tall, pillar-like cells, often with hair-like structures, figure 3.11e. Inlining of the small intestine. Explanation. More epithelium types, each shaped for its job. Secretory cells, cuboidal, columnar, make and release mucus, enzymes, hormones, sweat, saliva, glands, stomach lining. Sensory cells with hair-like cilia detect smell, taste, sound, and balance, nose, taste buds, inner ear. And absorptive, tall, pillar-like cells soak up nutrients and water, small intestine lining. Three point 3.2 Connective tissue, matrix. A tissue that connects and supports other tissues is a connective tissue. Both blood and bone are connective tissues, yet differ in composition and consistency because of the matrix. Watery, soft, jelly-like in blood, but hard, solid, rigid in bone. Figure 3.12a. Explanation. Connective tissue joins and supports other tissues. Both blood and bone are connective tissues, yet they feel very different because of the matrix, the material between the cells. Blood's matrix is watery and jelly-like, while bone's matrix is hard, solid, and rigid. Figure 3.12a. Activity 3.2 Everyday blood experiences. Table 3.3. Observe and explain. A slightest cut, red blood oozes out, a clot forms. What causes blood to clot? Skepticon. Area turns red, swells, maybe fever. Exercise, running. Faster breathing, face turns red. Explanation. Everyday experiences reveal blood's jobs. Table 3.3. A cut oozes red blood that later clots. A skin infection turns the area red and swollen, and running makes you breathe faster and turns the face red. Each observation is a clue to a blood function: clotting, fighting infection, and carrying oxygen. Blood components. Ederland is due to hemoglobin, an iron-rich protein in red blood cells, RBCs. RBCs live approximately 4 months and are replaced regularly. Platelets help blood clot at an injury. Dexercise, muscles need more oxygen. Faster breathing, more blood flow. Red face. White blood cells, WBCs, gather at infected areas, causing pus, redness, and swelling. Explanation. Blood has clear parts, each with a job. Hemoglobin, an iron-rich protein in RBCs, makes blood red and carries oxygen. RBCs last about 4 months. Platelets help clotting. More blood flow during exercise brings extra oxygen. And WBCs gather at infections, causing pus, redness, and swelling. Plasma is about 55% and formed elements about 45% of blood. Portion 49. Activity 3.3. Identifying connective tissues. Table 3.4. Do the actions and identify the tissue. Touch your elbow. Hard, rigid. Bone. Strength, support, protection. Fold your ear. Press your nose. Soft, flexible, regains shape. Cartilage, flexibility, cushioning. Touch forearm and wiggle fingers. Movement felt far away. Tendon, connects muscle to bone. Certify your leg up till the knee stops. Limited movement. Ligament, connects bone to bone. Stability. Explanation. Activity 3.3 lets you feel 4 connective tissues. Your elbow is hard. Bone, support, protection. Your ear-nose is soft yet springy. Cartilage, flexibility, cushioning. Wiggling your fingers moves the forearm. Tendon, joins muscle to bone. And your knee stops at a limit. Ligament, joins bone to bone, gives stability. Bone, cartilage, tendon, ligament. Bone has a rigid matrix with calcium and phosphorus compounds. strength, and rigidity. Cartilage has a soft, jelly-like matrix, flexibility and cushioning. Tendons connect muscles to bones. Ligaments connect bones to bones and prevent excessive movement. Explanation. The key contrasts. Bone has a rigid matrix of calcium and phosphorus, strength and rigidity. Cartilage has a soft, jelly-like matrix, flexibility and cushioning. Tendons connect muscle to bone, while ligaments connect bone to bone and stop joints from moving too far. .3.3 Muscle tissue. Voluntary, skeletal. Some movements are under conscious control: running, writing, lifting. Voluntary movements by skeletal muscles, attached to the skeleton. Made of long, cylindrical muscle fibers that are unbranched, multinucleate, and striated, light and dark bands. Explanation. Movements you control on purpose, running, writing, lifting, are voluntary movements made by skeletal muscles attached to bones. Their cells, called muscle fibers, are long, cylindrical, unbranched, multinucleate, many nuclei, and striated, showing light and dark bands. Smooth muscle, involuntary. Many movements happen automatically. Involuntary movements: food moving in the intestine, heartbeat. Smooth muscles, in stomach, intestines, have spindle-shaped cells with a single nucleus and no striations. They cause slow, continuous movements like digestion. Explanation. Many movements happen automatically. Food moving in the intestine, the heart beating. These are involuntary movements. Smooth muscles, in stomach and intestines, do the slow, steady ones. Their cells are spindle-shaped, single nucleus, and non-striated, causing slow, continuous action like digestion. Cardiac muscle. Cardiac muscles are found only in the heart. Their fibers are cylindrical and branched with a single nucleus and faint striations. They work tirelessly and rhythmically, letting the heart beat throughout life without fatigue. Explanation. Cardiac muscle is found only in the heart. Its fibers are cylindrical and branched, with a single nucleus and faint striations. It works rhythmically and without tiring, letting the heart beat non-stop for a whole lifetime. .3.4 Nervous tissue. Actions like pulling your hand from something hot are controlled by nervous tissue, the body's control and coordination network. The brain is the control center. Muscles, voluntary and involuntary, cannot act on their own. They receive instructions from nervous tissue. For example, during exercise, the brain signals the heart to beat faster. Explanation. Fast reactions, like pulling your hand off something hot, and memory are handled by nervous tissue, the body's control and coordination network, with the brain as the control center. Muscles, voluntary and involuntary, cannot act on their own. They follow instructions from nervous tissue. For example, during exercise, the brain tells the heart to beat faster. Neuron structure. Nerve cells are called neurons, specialized to receive, process, and transmit messages. Each neuron has a cell body, contains nucleus, controls activities, dendrites, receive signals, and an axon, long fiber carrying messages, ending at axon terminals that pass messages to other cells. Explanation. The cells of nervous tissue are neurons, nerve cells, shaped to receive, process, and pass on messages. A neuron has 3 parts. The cell body holds the nucleus, controls the cell. Dendrites receive signals from other neurons, and a long axon ending in axon terminals that pass the message to the next cell.